Sports betting brethren, hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by here at SportsBetUniversity.com. I'm Boyd, and we help beginner and struggling sports bettors understand the market analytics, the betting tools, and we provide roadmaps with our courses to help beginner and struggling sports bettors start to bet like a sharp. And so if this is for you, something you're interested in, we have a lot of content, a lot of good stuff we'll be providing in the podcast and YouTube videos. And today, we want to talk about OddsJam and OddsJam.com. It's a betting tool. And we're going to talk about Sportsbooks. How many do you need? Why? All the details about Sportsbooks that you probably didn't know, didn't consider. So we're going to get started with that right now. All right, guys, we're going to get started here. And again, we're working with OddsJam.com. OddsJam is a sports betting tool. It is a resource that we are including in all of our classes and all of our courses because Alex Monahan, when he first started OddsJam, kind of, as he mentioned, built it for himself and as a tool and a resource. That he is an extremely bright person, graduating from Stanford in math and computer science, and worked a little bit on Wall Street with some trading, and understands that sports betting is market driven, and we have the same philosophy, the same beliefs, and we've been doing that for quite some time, although with our archaic resources. So we are elated to have discovered OddsJam because it is a robust betting tool. And part of OddsJam is utilizing multiple sports books. And so the question is, how many and why? And I would say the answer is however many you can get. And the reason is multiple. That way you have multiple outs, multiple abilities to get where you want to go with your wagers. You have multiple choices, and you have the ability to get more money down in more locations if you get restricted or cut off. Or I say cut off, you get restricted, which can be an issue when they realize you're a sharp sports bettor, believe it or not. So the answer to that question is how many? Again, I'd say it's unlimited. But the reason is, as I mentioned, multiple. Now, the other caveat is you're going to have multiple bonuses and multiple rewards programs, which you can certainly use OddsJam as a tool to sort of springboard and add that to your ROI. So, as part of OddsJam, you'll see it'll give you the location or the sports book that you would want to get a particular wager on after the analysis. And if you don't have that sports book in your Rolodex, and you don't have it on your computer or you have it on your iPhone, then you can't get action on that particular scenario or that particular game. I would say the other way to look at it is you would probably have some sports books that fit sort of your betting type. So if you're doing more player props, you're doing more sides, totals, etc., you'll find that certain books tend to raise their hand more often than not, and you want to target those. And we're going to get into in a little bit the locations and the states and the laws and things like that. But right out of the gate, just as a generic overall term, as many as you can, and again, multiple reasons that I just mentioned. Quick analogy for you. As you guys know, I talk in analogies for comparison, just for understanding. And as you can imagine, if you're shopping for a vacation and you have multiple outlets and multiple wholesale places and retail places trying to get your business, it's good for competition, it's good for the market. And so as you can see here, just a quick, I guess, analogy that, if you can shop at Priceline or Expedia or all these TripAdvisor or all these different places, same thing with sports books. You have all those different sports books to compete and work for your business, whether it's the bonuses and the rewards program, whether it's giving you sharper lines or less sharp lines. So again, it's sort of a comparison and analogy. If you're restricted to one place, that's what you get. Get what you get and don't throw a fit. But if you got multiple choices and avenues and outs, that's why it makes sense to have as many as you can for wherever you're located. Real quick, here's a map from Sports Handle that I took to show you, I guess, an idea of the legalized, not yet, kind of coming on the way states. I actually use the term regulated and non-regulated, and you'll see that we have some sports books that we'll be able to use in certain locations that are out of the country, whether they're in Canada or Costa Rica. And each state is at a different state or stage of what they can or cannot do or will not do. So I'll bring that up because if you have questions specifically on where you're located, you can go to Sports Handle and get some good information from them. However, I'd recommend if you just email us at info@sportsbetuniversity.com, we can sort of give you a list of sports books in your state or your location of what we would do if we were in your shoes. So this is just a map to show you sort of the evolution of how things have changed since PASPA was repealed in 2018 with the online sports books and sports betting. Again, you want to have as many as you can, as many options as you can, with many bonus programs you can, and take the time, maybe you set aside a few minutes each day to sign up for a couple of new ones as you go, and certainly you're going to have more choices, more options, and more diversification when you get your bets down. Certainly part of the benefit of having as many sports books available is you have a lot of bonuses, a lot of sign-up bonuses, a lot of rewards programs that are certainly part of each sports book. Their viewpoint is, in order to keep your business as a customer, they're certainly running algorithms and analytics to find out what type of sports bettor you are, and they're certainly going to cater to what you're doing and cater to what you are as a customer to them. So take advantage of these guys. Get a lot of sign-up bonuses, a lot of rewards programs throughout the course of the year. I mean, I get them constantly, daily. As you get the option to put some parlays together, some certain bets together on that day's games, and 100% you're using OddsJam to get the mathematical profitable bets. And you can take advantage of these sign-up bonuses and rewards programs using OddsJam. Little do they know that you have some of the answers to the test, so to speak. So that's going to be another big reason, a big part of why you would choose to try to have as many sports books as you can, is certainly to have as many bonuses and rewards programs to increase your profitability and increase your ROI for your sports betting. So as we go through this, as I mentioned, you can always give us an email or a message here, because we want to get the feedback. We want to hear and see what you're seeing in your market, in your area. And we're building a community here to help like-minded sports betting individuals grow and get better. So we'd like to have a little feedback. If you take a minute and drop us a line, let us know what your concerns are, what you're seeing, what's out there, some of the positives and negatives. And again, if we can help you in any way, please let us know. So again, highly recommend you using OddsJam and the concepts at all the sports books. And I actually do a daily target list. I'll start this Sunday night, Monday morning, and literally start a Google Doc that has, if I don't immediately place wagers on a particular side or a particular area, I'll be keeping track sort of the market as I go. And so typically on a Friday, that helps me develop a betting plan. And so I'll have tracked and traced a lot of the OddsJam market research and OddsJam market information if I didn't place a bet instantaneously. Say it's on a favorite. I believe typically if you're on a favorite, you want to move pretty quickly and take advantage of that. And sometimes if you're on a dog getting the points, sometimes if you wait, you can get even a little better price and squeeze a little bit more value out at the end. But that being said, I would use OddsJam on a consistent daily basis to target and have sort of a target list or a watch list. If you're watching a stock or an option, you're going to have your options, or your target list and your watch list. So I'd create the same thing using OddsJam in conjunction with all the various sports books. So you can keep track of all your wagers as you place them. Certainly in the OddsJam bet tracker, it's going to help you identify kind of what your strengths and weaknesses are, where you're having some success at, maybe where you're struggling at. And I think using the bet tracker is just a must. It's just do it. You're going to kick yourself if you don't. But in the OddsJam bet tracker, you certainly can keep track of all the different sports books, all the different games and plays that you put in, and that's really going to help you develop and progress in your sports betting success. So anyway, last thing I want to talk about is the timing, and I would try to consider the money flow with these markets. Certainly you anticipate, or you'll see an influx a little bit early in the week, sort of mellows out a little bit in the middle of the week. And of course, I think statistically you get 70, 80%, 90%. It's a very, very high percent of the money flow coming in the last day or two prior to the games, and certainly a lot coming in day of game. Now, my concept, my philosophy is, if you've waited till 5 minutes before kickoff, you've lost pretty much all the value potentially of a game. But what I can tell you is, this might help you structure some of your betting plans for the upcoming games for the weekend, whether you're doing teasers and things like that. But if you see a game that, standing out, whether it's a total or a side, but maybe you lost a few points as the market moved, you may want to consider circling back around and handling that a different way. So I would say Saturday mornings are huge, definitely early in the week. And I would say each day, you're checking in each day when you can, which is nice about OddsJam is if you have a day job and you're working, if you get a lunch break or, a little bit of a 15-minute break here and there, you can log on real quick, check the market and kind of see what's going on. So those are some tips and some of the things that I hope that will help you in addition to getting as many books signed up as possible. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are the reasons and the information we have on how many sports books should you have, and those are the reasons why. Hopefully this is very helpful and very enlightening. As I mentioned, we are creating a community of like-minded sports bettors, so make sure you join the OddsJam Twitter and the YouTube channel so that you can get this information as quickly as possible as it comes out, and we're happy to share and expand your knowledge as you grow to be a sharp bettor. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.